Disney increased its bid for 21st Century Fox's assets on Wednesday to $38 a share in a cash and stock offer, sending shares in the Murdoch-run media giant higher by more than 7.5%. The deal represents a significant premium to Comcast's all-cash bid last week, raising questions about whether it will come back with a counter bid. Joining me now to discuss is Dan Ives, Head of Tech Research at GBH Insights from New York. Thanks for joining us, Dan. So Disney's latest bid is significantly higher than the last one, $10 above the previous offer, but you say it's a smart strategic poker move. Is this all about Disney trying to get into streaming, and why does it want this deal so badly?
It's all about streaming. I mean, Iger and Disney have really bet the farm on streaming, not just from Disney, but even down to ESPN and Bataro. Fundamentally, this is the golden asset. This is the asset they need from a content perspective, the Hulu ownership, as well as a number of other properties that would really give them a significant leg up on their streaming ambitions in 2019. I would be shocked if Iger lets this go. I mean, this battle could continue ultimately to a 85 billion type price tag, but at this point, if they lost it, it would be a devastating blow for Iger. Comcast and Roberts want this deal, but fundamentally, I view it that this would be more of a negative for Disney to lose it than Comcast, just given where both companies are strategically.
So do you think we'll see a counterbid from Comcast?
Oh, I think you'll clearly see a counterbid for Comcast. I ultimately think in this game of poker, Comcast doesn't walk away empty-handed. I think the Star India and Sky assets would be just huge victories for Roberts and Comcast international expansion if they got those pieces, and potentially Disney gets the core pieces of 21st Century Fox. So I expect a counterbid. I think Comcast and Roberts are serious about this, but I ultimately believe Disney, just given how far it's already gone down the regulatory side within weeks of potential approval from DOJ, and how key it is to the streaming ambitions of Iger and Disney, it's Disney's deal to lose at this point, in our opinion.
So the streaming service Hulu, which is partly owned by Disney, Fox and Comcast, you say would be the crown jewel in this transaction and could be used as a bargaining chip. How would that work?
I think that would be more if Comcast won the deal and Disney got that Hulu piece, not the other way around, because Disney views Hulu as central. I mean, just given number 3 streaming player, tens of millions of subscribers, content, this would be part of a, really a dual sort of path on the streaming side with Disney's standalone service and with the Hulu ownership, the majority ownership that they'd have. That's why Hulu is really what I would view as I've talked about, crown jewel in this overall acquisition that they're going for.
But you still think it's a crown jewel, even though this streaming service lost almost $1 billion last year?
It's not about, at this point, losing money, because fundamentally it's about content subscribers. Investors are willing to lose money here for what could happen over the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years. Look at Netflix. It's all about chasing Netflix. Hulu would give Disney a significant horse in the race to go after streaming along with its standalone service. Plus, they'll be content king. They'll be able to put content through Hulu as well as their standalone. That's the only potential formidable competitor to Netflix over the coming years, as they continue to be at the top of Mount Everest.
So how significant do you think that the synergies could be between Fox and Disney, and where would they be realized? And do you think there's more cost-saving potential for Fox with Disney rather than with Comcast?
Yeah, I think there's more synergies with Disney Fox than Comcast, about $2 billion plus over the coming years, just given a lot of synergies on the box office side, as well as some of the content businesses. I think there'd be a lot less synergies with Comcast, which also I think makes it tougher for them to take on more debt and raise their bid significantly.
So how important is this deal, whether Fox ends up in the hands of Disney or Comcast, when we think about the broader media landscape? And do you think Netflix should be nervous?
Oh, I think this has played out as good as it could, almost popping champagne for Netflix, because ultimately not one company likely gets all the assets. I mean, Sky and Star probably go to someone else, or if Comcast wins it, Hulu probably goes to Disney. So for Netflix, that puts them in further position of strength. But I think ultimately for Netflix, Disney getting these assets is the more competitive threat, just given where they are on the streaming side, and really could be a formidable play, just given the distribution, unique platform on the park side, as well as from a content, they have 35 to 40% of the U.S. box office. Now, it's a Netflix-driven consolidation that we're seeing in media. AT&T, Time Warner, with the Judge Leon decision, kicked it off.
So aside from this deal going on, there's another M&A battle going on involving Fox and Comcast. That's, of course, Fox looking to acquire that 61% of Sky that it doesn't already own, while Comcast is also fighting to buy Sky in order to expand into Europe. So will Fox or Comcast win the battle for Sky?
Ultimately, I think even though Disney and Fox will talk a strong game, I think that would probably be Comcast to win, in our opinion, as the horse to bet on here. And especially if Disney gets the rest of the assets, Comcast would probably have Star, India, and Sky. Sky is a huge win for Comcast if they get it, and ultimately if Disney gets it. Because really it comes down to premier rights, streaming, a real beachhead strategy within Europe, just given the streaming options and what's happening on the Sky side, especially on the sports side, obviously, with the premier side. So I think that's why Sky, you continue to see a battle, because those are, just like Hulu's crown jewel assets in what I would say more in the U.S., Sky is those crown jewel assets in the European.
So area. Disney to win Fox, Comcast to win Sky. Dan, thanks so much for your time. That was Dan Ives, Head of Technology Research at GBH Insight, joining us down the line from New York. Thanks so much for watching IGTV. I'm Victoria Scholar, and we'll see you very soon.
Subscribe to IG for educational content, company insight, financial analysis, and expert commentary.